Hello, I'm Andrea Mulrine with the League of Women Voters of Lackawanna County, and I'm joined by my friend and colleague, Dr. Jean Harris from the University of Scranton's Political Science Department. Hi, Jean. Thanks for joining us today.
Good to be here, as always, with you.
So this is an important election year. You know, every year is an important election year, but this year we are electing in Scranton at least 5 of our school board members, and that is out of 9. So the majority of our school board members. And right now, from February 16th until March 9th, candidates can circulate their petitions. So we thought that it would be important to talk about what are the responsibilities of the school boards, of school directors, how to get on the ballot, and what the community impact of school boards are. So we're calling this our Flash series, and this is number 1 in the Flash series. So let's get started. So Jean, what is a school board exactly? What should people know about that?
So a school board is a governing body for a government. The school district is a government, and the school board is elected citizens who work for free, who make policy for the school board, and have to oversee to make sure that school board policy, state education policy, as well as federal policy is actually properly implemented within the school district. So it's a governing body, it's a legislative making body, it's a body that oversees a hired manager who will watch the day-to-day operations.
So it's not the school board that runs the school district, it's the superintendent and all of the employees that run the school district, and the school board is responsible for policy then.
Correct. So yeah, the school board is it's a body that can only act as a collective. And so as a collective, it makes the policies, rules, and regulations, and has to do all of that in compliance with state and federal law. But once the policies are made, they really do have to hand off to the staff, the hired staff, and particularly the superintendent that they have hired to oversee the day-to-day operations of all the schools in the school district.
So the school board, as you said, is a policy, a governing body, must comply with state and federal policies as well. But that last bullet point that's on our slide, I think is really important, and that's balancing responsibility for the programs with being stewards of community resources. What does that mean for a school board member?
Yeah, so the school board, again, as the governing body, they decide the budget, they decide tax rates, and then they also have to figure out the best way, the most efficient and effective way to spend the budget, the money that is able to raise. But how much they can raise is dependent on the community. And so the school board, their goal is to provide, as the state constitution says, efficient and effective education for all the students in the district. And they make policy to do that and hire the superintendent to hire good employees. But they also have to make sure they're getting the most for the dollar. And unfortunately, here in Pennsylvania, the percentage of money that school boards get from the state government has really declined. And so while most state governments pay 50 to 70% of the cost of educating each child, here in Pennsylvania, the state only pays closer to 30 to 33%. And the national government only kicks in maybe 8%. So the school district has to raise a lot of money in order to really provide an education. And so the state currently is talking about using the fairer funding formula across all spending. And that would be huge for a lot of school districts in this area, including Scranton. Make it a lot easier to balance the education decisions and what the community can afford.
It's a huge responsibility.
Yes, and I mean the budget for the school district in Scranton is larger than the city budget. I mean, this is a lot of money because it's an important policy. Education is really important.
So this is the first in our Flash series. So that's the responsibility of the school board. The next in our series, we'll talk about what it means to be a school director. How do you run for school director? So if you've been thinking about it and need a nudge, we hope that this will help you. If you know someone that you think would make a school director, point them to this series and let them see what it would take. And then we'll talk about community impact and why everyone should be concerned about the school board. We have resources available for you, and all of this will be posted on the league's website. The Pennsylvania School Boards Association, the Lackawanna County Department of Elections. I can't tell you how wonderful those people are and how helpful they are when you're running for office. Ready to Run Northeastern Pennsylvania at the University of Scranton, and of course, the League of Women Voters of Lackawanna County, and we invite you to join us. And as always, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Thank you, Jean, for joining me, and thank you all for viewing. And don't forget to vote in the primary in May on Election Day.